Hello everybody, I hope you all feel great. As you can see here in the picture, unfortunately winter is coming in Cleveland. It's getting gray, it's getting wet, it's getting cold. Temperatures drop down to 40 degrees Fahrenheit, that's around 5 degrees centigrade for the Europeans. And I thought this is the best time to visit your local library. And if you have not done so, this video hopefully will excite you to get started, because in Ohio you are one of the lucky ones who has access to a myriad of libraries, of public libraries. They are all free of charge. Here's a list just for Northeast Ohio. And you can see it's quite some choices that you can make. I would assume you could even start a whole YouTube channel just for libraries. And all you have to do there is show up, show your ID, where you can prove that you're a resident of Ohio. And for all these public libraries, you get free access to their inventory. Now, I picked two libraries for this video. Number one is shown here. It's the Bay Village Library. It is part of the Cuyahoga County Library system, and it's brand new. It was just opened this year in 2022. And come along with me. Let's take a look what you can expect in there. And here we are, right at the front entrance of the Bay Village Library. And during summer there would also be some stuff outdoors, but obviously not during this time of the year. If you walk in, you will see a few editor picks, highlights that they just want to educate you about. They also have a little book sale, so used books that you could buy for really a nickel and a dime. And overall, you can see here it's brand new. Everything still looks brand new. This is the upper level where you have a beautiful view over the whole library building. I really love the architecture. It's admittedly a very small library, but as you can see, it has some nice features like this outdoor patio where you could sit and relax, read a book, do some work stuff. I mean, especially in the summer, you can imagine this is a pretty cool place. The other area here in the second floor is the towers that you have seen at the beginning when I walked in there. And it's another cozy area where you can retreat and enjoy some quiet time for yourself. But now let's walk downstairs into the main area. I want to show you around real quick. There is more to discover. And that's exactly what I want to show you. Libraries are not only about books, of course that's the main thing, but there is so much more to do actually. And when I did this video, it really escalated from, oh, I'll do a quick tour through the local library to give people an idea how it looks inside there, to a pretty massive video, as you can see in the next few minutes, especially when we stop by at the Cleveland Public Library in downtown. So check it out. That's not too bad, right? So, and all of that is accessible free of charge. All you have to do is be a resident of Ohio and get a library card. Now, if that's not enough. Here you can see the Cleveland Public Library in downtown. It's two massive buildings, this large tower here and the other more rectangular shaped building to the left side that you've seen a few seconds earlier. In the middle of that is a small area where you can sit outdoors. Now, obviously not really during winter, but it still gives you a little bit of an idea how beautiful it is in the summertime here. You can eat and drink and read books, whatever you want to do. It's definitely nice out there. We walked by quite a few times when we lived in downtown. We actually never made it into the library. Fortunately, we changed that today because it was an impressive experience, and I can only highly recommend that you check this place out yourself. I mean, you can spend a whole day in there and you definitely wouldn't be bored. I promise. Here's an overview about the massive library complex. We start in the main building, go up from level 1 to 4, and then over to the Louis Stokes wing through the underground tunnel. It's very easy to get lost in this library. Here's an example. We just walked in there to search for some of the magazines that are in these shelves, and we kept walking. Of course, Lena couldn't resist to look at all the fancy gentlemen's here on the Men's Health cover. But yeah, we kept walking, and you can see we already made it to a little bit of an elevation here. And with every turn, it got a little bit more impressive. Look at these views. So this is an experience you really have to go through. If you live somewhere close downtown, visit the Cleveland Public Library. So we walked up a few more stairs, and somehow just by going through these shelves made it to the second level. That area is full of literature. We found particularly a lot of books and magazines about the film and entertainment industry, which was highly interesting for Lena since she's a hair and makeup artist. So yeah, here I think you could even go higher, but for us that was good enough. So we reached the second level here and just took a peek here out of the window. It's still gray, but you can see the Browns Stadium. And after another turn, all of a sudden, everything is full of Superman. And this is a special exhibit here in this library to honor that Superman was basically invented in Cleveland by two local students. And there is a lot of history and explanations about Superman and the background of all of that. And yeah, pretty cool exhibit. The other one is John Griswold White, and this is all about chess. Here you can even see a book, the first book of chess, and this is another really cool historic exhibit. That's, by the way, already level 3. You can see some pretty impressive chess boards and chess figures. And on top of that, there are also some interactive learning opportunities, some really old books about chess and some other relevant topics here. And yeah, it's almost a little bit like walking through a museum. It was very unusual, untypical to what I know from visiting libraries. Just look at these beautiful books. And I love this little travel chess. I wish I had that for myself. That looks so cool. Yeah, very, very cool exhibit. Just another little surprise when we walked in here. We just didn't expect that. There are even more chess figures that are exhibited. The weather was terrible, as you can see. But at this point, we didn't even care anymore. We had a ton of fun inside of the museum, I almost wanted to say. No, inside of this library. And just look at this. This is a salt versus pepper chess. I found that pretty funny, and it's actually from the old Sultanate. So it's not something fancy that a modern artist put up there. No, it's historic, authentic chess material. Here, a real piece of the Chinese wall. And since I'm from Germany, I immediately recognize these books here. They are called the Der große Brockhaus. It's like a huge lexicon series. And here are more chess figures, of course. So this wraps up the third level, or at least the special exhibit of the third level. It's all about chess, and I hope you enjoyed it. At least I did. The other highlight on the third floor is the digital library space. You saw the little screen here. It's an interactive touch screen where you can learn everything about bookmaking. And here are some scanning stations, so you can scan whole books or just single pages. There are different devices for different purposes. And if you have a little larger stuff, you can also scan whole maps. Not a big deal in here. And then to the right side, there is the preservation lab. You don't have access there as a regular person, but you can at least watch how experts are restoring books or covers or whatever is needed. Of course, I had to try these scanners, and I asked Lena to quickly scan the map that you have seen here in the beginning. So it was actually a hard copy at the beginning. Then the device scanned it. I got it emailed to my phone, and then from my phone it obviously made it into this video here. On the underground level, there is another small exhibit about Cleveland topics, but more importantly, the passageway to the Louis Stokes building, which is the big tower that you have seen a few minutes earlier. And this is one of the many entrances that you can take to get into the Louis Stokes wing. And here we are already. It's really a quick walk, and particularly in winter, it's a great shortcut. The Louis Stokes building lacks the grandness of the main building, but it has 10 levels and therefore much more to offer content-wise. There's also a tech central area that you can see here, including 3D printers, an indoor reading garden, including a gift shop, which unfortunately was closed today. The absolute highlight is on the 10th floor, where you get a lot of cool views over Cleveland downtown, particularly if you don't have access to a rooftop. This is a free option, so just walk up here. And it also explains a little bit some of the key buildings that you can see, like the Old Stone Church, the Rockefeller Building, and the Cleveland War Memorial, which is the fountain of eternal life. It's this little green statue here in the middle of the plaza. You can see it a little bit now. Obviously, also the Brown Stadium and Lake Erie. Well, unfortunately, since it was so gray and rainy, it's a little hard to make out the shoreline here. But you can see the dark gray area behind the stadium. That's Lake Erie, and obviously on a sunny day it looks a little nicer. The other highlight building that really is very, I would say, characteristic of Cleveland is the Terminal Tower. You can see it right here. It's a really beautiful building, and overall just a very cool place here to educate Clevelanders about their own city. I assume this area here is accessible in the summer. You see there is an option to walk out. It was locked, I guess due to the inclement weather, but hey, still cool views and a great experience. Now, There are different topics, like this one here is the sports center. I think that was the 6th floor, and it's all about the Cleveland sports teams, the Cleveland Guardians, Browns, the NBA, the Cavaliers. There is a separate room in here where typically during the week you can access it and learn all the details about your favorite teams. And then, of course, a ton of books everywhere on every level. You will definitely find what you need in here. And that's it for today. Now, if you want to discover more about the Cleveland Public Library, they even offer guided tours. You should bring some time with you, around 90 minutes, up to 2 hours for such a tour. Or you just do a self-guided tour. That's what we did. There are flyers available, maps available. One you've already seen that I showed you earlier. And that's also a pretty cool experience. The last thing I would like to show about the Cleveland Public Library is their digital gallery. You can access it online. It's only a fraction of what they have to offer in their archives, but it already is a great treasure trove of old photographs, maps, and whatever you're looking for about Cleveland and the area. Very, very cool. I couldn't resist to click on the mobsters, and you see all the mugshots here. Obviously, these are very old photos. You can even download them if you need. And then for some other photos, let's say if you pick one from Cleveland itself, then you can also decide what kind of size you want to download this picture. Let's say this bridge here, you see it offers different sizes. So very cool, and again, it's accessible online to everybody. I didn't even need a login, so you can use it as well. So this final part of the video is more about the library system itself. I've picked here the Cuyahoga County Library system since that's what I've already been using in the past. They are all pretty similar. You would click on a book, for example. You would immediately see if it's available or not. You can place a hold, which means you get notified the moment it becomes available. Most of the content really is available as ebook. For example, you can download it for your Kindle, but also read it through the Libby app, which is free. And they also have audiobooks and other formats. Here you could see this book would be available. I just click on borrow and I can choose how long I want the book. Would be really only a few clicks. This audio book is available to me now. It was on hold for a while. Now I could borrow it, but because I have another audiobook ongoing, I don't want it right now, so I could pick how many days I want to delay my hold, and then by that time I could borrow it again. So it's a pretty cool system. I really must say I don't feel the need to buy any books or audiobooks anymore, because the choices here are pretty much unlimited. The final highlight, in my opinion, is that you also get access to magazines online through your app, but also unlimited access to the New York Times. You just have to create an account there, and to the Wall Street Journal, and to the Washington Post. So all these three major newspapers are accessible to you. The website, their typically locked content is available to you, as well as Crane's Cleveland Business, which is, I guess, one of the best business newspapers with focus on the Cleveland area. So make sure to make use of this free offer. I can't repeat it enough. It's free for all Ohio residents. Just try it out. All you have to lose is a little bit of your time, because again, it's free of charge. And with that, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for making it through these around 20 minutes of the YouTube video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you liked and what's your favorite library in your area. Leave some comments, give me a thumbs up, and I wish you a wonderful day. Goodbye and see you soon.